My name is Jill Rawnsley, and as we approach the 250th anniversary of independence, I wonder what stewardship was like in 1776. Volunteering in the church archives, I am blessed with the expertise of Carol Smith, the archivist, and the longtime archives volunteer, Alan Hasbrook, who have given me guidance in researching this particular topic. Christ Church has always relied on its parishioners and neighbors for support through legacy gifts, donations, offerings during services, fundraising, and giving of dedicated funds for staff, outreach activities, purchase of supplies, burials, building repairs and improvements, and in-kind contributions. And yet there was one additional source of revenue back then. In the 18th and 19th century, funds were also raised through pew rents. Parishioners would pay a set amount to sit in a designated pew. The pews closer to the pulpit and the altar were more expensive, implying a higher social and economic status of the pew occupant. Strange, I know. It blows my mind. The idea of paying to sit in a certain pew is foreign to us today, but it was very common practice back then. Pew prices were determined by the vestry. The procedures for pew selection and any disputes were complicated and managed by the church wardens, those lucky wardens. Arrangements for selection and payment options varied over time. In fact, reading about this in the Christ Church vestry minutes and even in the charter, the rules were so complicated that by the time I finished them, I had no idea how they were managed. Initially, though, pews rents were collected by a single person appointed by the vestry, and account books were maintained. You can see some of this documentation in the exhibit case at the back of the church. We do not have records to know exactly who sat in what pew in 1776, but in 1781, you might see Philip Benesit, prominent merchant and known for his anti-slavery activism, Mary Lawrence Masters, who funded the building of the house that became the President's House, Robert Towers, vestry member, and Skinner, a preparer of animal pelts for sale, Dolly and Mary Boyer, Joseph Redmond, vestry member, lawyer, William Haysham, merchant, Judith Fox, John Morsel, a china merchant, and my very favorite, John Wigglesworth, toy merchant. In the balcony up here, which was then called the gallery, there sat Jonathan Gostelow, cabinet maker. He was the one who crafted our altar table and the baptismal font that is sitting over here. John Dolby, bell ringer at Christ Church and shoemaker. Esther Williams, Henry Valentine clerk. Marge Wood, William Adcock, a shopkeeper and vestry member. Jesse Rowe, a carpenter. Jeremiah Baker, an innkeeper. And William Honeyswell, a blacksmith. Just so you know, there were pews set aside for visitors. Back then, they were called strangers. I did not name those famous people who we all know sat in these pews because we know them, but I wanted to highlight some of the lesser known people to show the depth of talent in the church. It's just amazing, I think, to think about all of the people who have sat in these pews before us. Very soon you will be receiving your pledge letter and card. So it is time for each of us to discern our commitment, our relationship to the church through giving of our time, talent, and treasure. I get awestruck thinking about all the people who have sat in these pews from 1695, and even now as I look out over seeing all of you. I am blessed to be in this faith community full of love and support, and I am energized to play my part in helping Christ Church flourish, and will increase my financial giving for this coming year. In this year of celebrating the 250th anniversary of our nation's independence, let us take our stand in this generation and show our unwavering support. And may future generations be inspired by our commitment to Christ Church. Thank you, and peace be with you.